GameStop's corporate office has instructed worldwide stores to not comply with law enforcement who try to force closure because of the COVID-19 quarantines. Stores are to be marked as essential retails and to stay open on lockdowns. GameStop, don't comply. Remember, the police can't arrest you without your consent. GameStop is exempt here in Texas anyway. The governor only prohibited gatherings of more than 10 people, and GameStop is always empty. Bunch of managers who get to choose to either be fired or arrested. If that were me, I'd choose fired. Right after giving the cops and last few customers a discount, 'cause fuck corporate. I can't wait to see how many responsible store managers flip the bird to corporate and close anyway. You absolutely, 100% can disregard any business person who instructs you to break the law, and you can expect a healthy payout if they fire you or retaliate against you over it. Godspeed GameStop store management, hope you get fired and cash out, spend that money wisely lol. Former GameStop employee here. GameStop corporate has less regard for their employees than any other company I've ever worked for. Off the top of my head I can list 4 occasions they should have closed our store and didn't because they're so shrewdly penny pinching it's disgusting. 1. I got a PS3 traded in by some filthy people and when I started wiping it down bedbugs started swarming out like the scene from The Mummy. I threw it in a trash bag as fast as I could but the damage was done and bugs were in the store. The district manager and corporate both refused to close the store to bring in an exterminator because it was right after the PS4 launch and they wouldn't want to miss a sale, would rather risk employee and customer homes getting infested with bedbugs. It took all employees threatening to quit to get them to call an exterminator. During the midst of a polar vortex in Chicago with temperatures reaching -15/-25 degrees below zero, I opened to find our furnace was broken and we had no heat. I called the higher-ups and they said just stay open and they would send someone out. That technician didn't even show up until 6 p.m, they wouldn't let us wear winter coats on the floor either because it looked unprofessional and was a loss prevention risk apparently. The town I lived in and some surrounding was flooded to the point that police were evacuating people closer to the river, whole blocks were underwater, and cars could not get in or out. I called my district manager to let her know because of the flooding I couldn't leave my house or get to work. Later that day she called me screaming about how I clearly didn't try hard enough to get to work because customers were still coming, even though they clearly didn't live in the flooded areas, and got written up for not showing up despite it being from a natural disaster. The most blatant disregard, our store was robbed at gunpoint. I thankfully wasn't there that day but it was near closing and a man came in, holding one clerk at gunpoint while the other loaded his bag with whatever valuables and money he could get in there. Our store was open bright and early on time that next day and none of the employees involved in the robbery were given any time off, one of them was even required to come in that next day. GameStop doesn't care about its employees, they are run by some of the most shrewd uncaring Dickensian villains that I have ever come across and I 100% cannot wait until they're gone the way of the dodo as a company. Fuck GameStop. GameStop, we're essential to society. Gamers, no you ain't. Wow, that's incredibly tone deaf on their part. How does this not backfire on them? Okay, bye GameStop, the world hates you now. I hope this fuckhole business dies after this. I know they've been hurting for a while but fuck them. Kill 'em off already. Bro, you're not even essential to gamers. Fuck outta here. The board and CEO are absolutely desperate, as they must release their next quarterly results next Thursday. As the beginning of this quarter, the stock was already down 60% YoY on extremely poor, -25%, sales and a posted net loss of 50 cents a share, vs. EBITDA of 50 cents a share the previous year. And the only reason it didn't fall further last quarter, is because GS artificially propped up its own share price by borrowing more than $100 million and repurchasing over 23 million of its own shares. That means they've taken on a massive and completely unserviceable debt, in a Hail Mary play to buy back fully 3 shares out of 4, thus staying out of penny stock territory via nothing but share consolidation and price manipulation. but now it's down a further 33% since the last quarterly report. Which means there is no retail support for the stock even at the $5 level, below which most institutional investors won't touch them, so the board and chief officers have basically screwed themselves and the few remaining stockholders. At this point, GameStop is nothing but a shambling retail corpse, bumping into walls and muttering Braians. Now I'm just picturing some 16-year-old with acne talking to a team of cops going, "I'm sorry, officer. But I'm under strict orders to tell you to fuck yourself. Dang. I really need Animal Crossing and Doom on Friday. I wish there was a way I could get it without going to GameStop. Like a way to download the game directly onto my console or something. Guess I gotta go to GameStop. They are also doing a terrible job cleaning these stores. https://www.polygon.com/2020/3/17/2118406 stores coronavirus COVID-19 employees. Thank God. I was worried I wouldn't have a place to sell something I paid $60 for $5 in store credit. I would say I am going to boycott GameStop after this shit, but I have never shopped there before, so I guess I will just continue that trend. So let me get this straight, they're ordering their employees to knowingly commit criminal acts. I've hated GameStop since they took over my old company EB Games and changed a bunch of store rules. Let's do our part and cancel GameStop. Prison terms for the execs, please. GameStop is forming a coup against the police. Interesting move, 2020. Here is the way I see things going. / governor sends out an order that all non-essential stores to close down, worded as such as my word is law. / GameStop tells its managers to keep them open / one manager obeys and fights with Leos when they come for them. / helpless workers stand by in despair as it all plays out in front of them / manager is arrested as it is going against mandatory quarantine / workers gleefully close store as manager is dragged away / manager expects GameStop to defend him in court / does a surprised Pikachu face when they throw him to the wolves and abandon him / manager now has a record and is probably in debt from the fines / basically stay open or go bankrupt is probably the current financial situation at GameStop. Anything to feed their money-hungry effing overlords to hell what it does to their employees. Law enforcement, shut it down. GameStop regional manager, we were told not to cooperate. LE, shut it down. GRM, okay. GameStop corporate office, damn it. Don't comply with law enforcement. Law enforcement, that's a paddlin'. What else do we expect from a company who will sell us a new console game for $69.95 and then buy it back just a month later for $5 just to resell that used copy for $49? I did buy 4 PS3 games for $10 when my PC went down last week. The other 51 weeks in the last year were 100% digital downloads for me. Jumping in here since it's not getting nearly enough attention. Massage Envy is pulling the same shit. Numerous clinics remain open despite some states' government mandates. Massage therapy and esthetology, skincare, are some of the most dangerous professions to have during this pandemic. Spread the word. Tell your friends. Also, GameStop can suck my dick. I'm guessing they're a hair's breadth from bankruptcy, and that a shutdown would basically doom the company. They are circling the drain anyway. It won't be long now. Pornhub is a more essential service. I know everyone is cheering for GameStop to finally fucking die, but I feel bad for this one employee who works at one in my local mall. Me, my friends, and this employee got into a long-winded talk about My Hero Academia. The store was empty, so this guy gave no fucks as we talked about theories, the recent movie, all of that. We had never talked before that, and I didn't even start the conversation, but I hope employees like him get the chance to go on to bigger and better things, with a corporation that actually gives a fuck about them. I salute you, GameStop man. And may you find work for literally anyone else.